779 Monte Hermosa. I think you said we couldn't see it, maybe.
Let me try it again. 1677.
9.
Yeah, we got better now.
Is it,
See, I don't think that's visible.
I thought that's what you had said. So Monte Hermosa is not visible. The last one is 636 Palmera, Palmera.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. We should do that after we're off the air at 10.
You know what, Tyler? Can you swing a little bit so we can see the front of this? See the storefront a little bit. North or south? Towards
West, right?
west, or no,
North.
towards the south a little, towards the beach. Okay, just I just want to, because there's people tweeting about is the front which storefront in the village made it. Okay,
Jay, we were talking up here. What were you saying?
sorry.
Oh, we can't see it. I don't think.
Give me that address again. What's the?
But or we'll wait. We don't know about that one, but we don't want to be doing that when we're on the air. If you're in a double box, I mean, we'll just be looking at gray, nothing. You know what I mean? We can do it. We'll do it. We'll finish it up at 10.
Hey,
What are they asking about?
this made it. They saw it from the back, and they're asking did the village make it? It looks like that whole building.
Uh huh.
There's some conspiracy theory that this is Rick Russo's lot right here,
Okay.
and they said that he built it to be fireproof. That's what he was claiming. But I see one place in here burned down.
That's part of the village also.
Yeah, but they're saying he's built it right here. Rick Russo built, and he said I built them with anticipation of this.
Interesting. I heard him talking the other day.
Yep, still doing it. Look at this. It says, I mean, I can't even get all the destruction in one
In one
frame.
wide shot. Yep. And we're at 4,000 feet.
Yeah, I can go as wide as I can, and I can't get it in one frame.
Jay, were you saying something? Yeah. Are we still in a double box, Jay? Are we still in a double box? Okay. The apartment building?
Yeah, they got a ladder up, so they're taking it. That's what's wagging that. It's actually going on top, right top.
Got a helicopter right there? Center of your screen? Oh no. It's a stupid mark on the monitor.
I'm trying to see if we can get in.
We're good. All right. Only thing standing is a chimney. You have what? Okay. All right. made it.
Those guys are like having a party.
No doubt.
Jesus.
It's called hair and makeup.
Yeah, we're going there.
All right, get some lunch, but you got it.
Yeah, people coming down from earlier today.
Yeah, that was frightening, man. That was almost unbelievable at first. Poor people. Ugh. Yeah, yeah, exactly. They don't really seem to listen to me. Don't value my advice or opinion. Sort of like my wife. Like my wife loves to hear my opinion about things, as long as it's the same as hers. Oh, it's sickening, but what is Oh, thanks. No, I appreciate it.
Oh, we don't need it. And he said it in Notepad. SoCal 16 to Van Nuys City.
That's fine. Whatever. Worry about that when the time comes. Oh, the smoke's freaking horrible, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad now. Well, Zach, I just want to congratulate you on how you beat everything. Just everything that went wrong. Well, everything that prevents this from returning. You got a problem, Zach?
Southern California Edison, because I live in a high.
That doesn't help with the cell phone service. You guys need a bottle of water at all? I don't think so. Wow. Oh, look at this. We're going to be off the air after Chapter 11. Can we interview you guys? I like the look. I don't know what it looks like. So just put it right here. Yeah. Good. Are you in one of these homes here? The white one? Where's right next door? Where's John? Are you sir? Oh my God. Well, he's like turtle top. Yeah. We looked him up after the fact.
Hi, yeah. Hi, Carrie, yes. Another hit? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Need more self-sufficient people like yourself. So you need more self-sufficient people like yourself.
I swear, if more people prepared for this stuff and hung out when it would happen.
Yeah.
Because for the first day and a half, there wasn't a firefighter within a rock's I mean, nothing.
Now, you don't blame the firefighters.
No, there's only so many of them.
You know, the magnitude of this is insane.
I mean, I can't imagine being up in the Palisades with what was going on there saying, oh, you need to go down here. It looks like Beirut over there.
Oh, here. Yeah. We got a guy.
I just talked about
And I don't blame the fire department on moving those cars off of Sunset. All those like Teslas and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so stupid talking.
that was crazy. He's a good guy. He saved mine.
Well, he told me, yeah. Can we do a live interview with you? Yeah. Okay. John? Oh, he changed hats.
We're gonna do a live interview with the same guy, John, that we did the soundbite with earlier.
How much time? Or right away?
Can you let us know how much time until it's what, 2 minutes? You think 2 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, maybe a minute or two. Do you need to grab something or? Oh.
Okay, phone back.
Is she in there?
So I'm doing this just for the love of Mississippi Boston. The cell phones are... After the fact, John,
It's a little wet.
John, when you told us your name, I said, I know that name. Then I saw the Jericho thing, and we looked it up. John gave me.
Oh. Okay.
Press
Did he say anything significant in that I can use? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to the whole thing. But he did say off the top that they announced that there are thousands now, not just 1,000, thousands of structures. Okay. Plural. Okay. So that's what I'll start with you, because we heard your soundbite about, hey, I think there's 5,000, not just 1,000. And then right after we aired that, we had the reporter at the press conference that they said it's not 1,000, it's thousands.
I think counting instructors that are left would be a much lower number.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like this? On this side?
Well, I gotta grab a battery real quick. Oh, change your battery.
What's that?
Change your battery.
Changing battery. So, but they were, the interview that I'm hearing in my head right now is the reporter who was at the press conference downtown. And so he actually grew up, you know Josh Haskell, that name, I don't know, but he grew up in Pacific Palisades. I don't know if his family is connected at all. But he said 50 to 70, because he believes, yesterday he said there's 50 to 70% gone. But now, because now our helicopter just went above for the first time. Now that the smoke had cleared, and he's like, there's a lot more than
Yeah. And he's been doing it for 40 years. He's covered everything. Scott, right?
And it still don't work? No, I don't know. It didn't say the number.
Oh, okay.
What do I do? The call ended. Oh, well, try it again. Keep trying. Be stubborn.
You got your IP okay?
it's a little choppy.
Yeah, look, once it ends, as fast as it goes.
We were down at Temescal. We could see the smoke coming from here, and we thought, oh, that's exactly where it's coming from, and it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's much worse. And that's all from this house here? Oh. Roots? Oh, the person out there. Wow. The restaurant's that way? Oh, that way. Okay. We're so thrown off of I feel like I want to say north-south, but it's west.
Duke just right at the place we were at yesterday. That Rosenthal and the bait shop, and that's all been well.
How's Topanga?
Topanga,
Oh, stand by.
was getting close to that lumber yard, but it's, I think they got it.
Hey, Rachel. Yeah, we are here along PCH by Tuna Canyon, and we've been talking about the homes here that have kind of reignited, partially at least. These homes didn't come all the way to the ground like the ones that span all across PCH. There are dozens upon dozens of homes that are typically oceanfront property. And I want to bring in someone that we've been speaking to throughout the morning, John Turtletop. You've lived here how long?
I lived here 20 years.
20 years.
And my father-in-law, who built our houses, 40 years.
Now, we mentioned you earlier in this newscast.
It's only because, frankly, our neighbors didn't leave when they were told to leave and fought all night long. Every ember, every piece of plant burning, they fought and fought and fought, and we still have our house.
Wow. And you all, I witnessed you guys trying to use the hoses to try to put out any embers that were sparking up here.
It's all smoking, it's all burning still, and then when the wind kicks up, the embers fly over, and then another house and another piece of brush catches. So you just have to stay nonstop on top of it with water. I have so much respect for the fire department now. I realize how hard it is what they do.
Yeah. And we were here when you were by yourselves. Now we have Manhattan Beach. We have El Segundo that's here helping put out the hot spots and everything. We just had a news conference that was talking about the number of structures that were damaged. Earlier, when you and I last talked, it was 1,000 or more. And you said, no way. It's got to be way more than that. And they've now said thousands of structures.
It's thousands. No one is getting it. It's so much worse than anything we've ever seen before. And in LA, you think, oh, someone's exaggerating. It can't possibly be that. It's as bad as you could possibly imagine. The city of Pacific Palisades doesn't exist anymore. The people are all alive. Phenomenal how no one died. And do they rebuild? Do they move? None of us know. But I will say this, and just handling it and not freaking out. It's strange.
That is. I mean, that's incredible to hear that, because with just so much devastation, you turn left, you turn right, there's a destroyed home, there's a destroyed business, school, church, whatever it is. But what does that say?
Everyone's it's not in their control, and it's happening to everyone. So people sit and watch their houses burn on their ring cameras or on TV. And it's not just you, it's everyone. My daughter has 23 kids in her class, 11 lost homes. Oh. That's not like, oh, something bad happened. That's like as bad as it gets.
I know for people like that, my family and friends, when I tell them about what I saw when I get back from the fire zone, it's hard for people to realize how much has really gone on here without seeing it for themselves. We finally got the helicopter up to show the destruction. From what they could see, there's still a lot of smoke. When you drove through for the first time and saw it,
on my shoulder to make sure the sheriffs weren't following me because I wasn't supposed to be here. I didn't know where I was because all of the landmarks along the way are just gone. You know, oh, this turn is where that house is or that restaurant. There's nothing. LA, we've all seen postcards and everyone talks, oh, I want a beach house in Malibu. That's not a thing. There are no beach houses in Malibu. How is that possible? And we're all just like, can't wrap our heads around it.
Okay, moving forward here, you know, how long do you stay? Do you wait for the winds to subside? Do you wait, I mean, how do you sustain that?
You just stay and stay and stay and keep putting water on it as long as you can. And then once you feel the house is safe, then you leave because there's no power. Right? There's no gas. That's all done. So we don't know even if you save the house, if it's livable around here, you think you have a community. So, and yet, people are going to make it through this. Yeah.
I love hearing you say that. John, thank you so much for sharing with us, and our best of luck to you. And we got to send it back to you guys back in studio.
You want to see your house, Turtletop?
It's still there?
No, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah?
What's going on with your house?
Okay. What happened?
Yeah, because our house was fine. Turtle Talks on Channel 7.
Sure. They're warm and they're burritos. Okay, cool. Those are our two top combinations. That's right. Warm and burritos. Yeah. How you doing? Good. Good. Just a little bit from those. So when we stop there, we're just moving on and off. We don't want anything to run the hill right now. We're great, but we can do that if you need us. Okay, I'll keep controlling and I'll write some out there. Yeah. They're more committed than we are. Okay. He's got all his lines out. I got one line. We can load up and be out of it. Okay. Tell your guys that I will. I'm going to go down right now. Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it.
Are you talking to me? Hello, 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 hello. Yes. Let's use the VO, because the VO shows them. Did they not cut a VO? Yeah, we have no service out here, so let's just go straight SOT then. Well, I'll just toss to the SOT then. Yeah, yeah.
You got it okay? I got it now. Oh.
This is what he said they were doing earlier today. Yes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're cool. Before you get trapped.
Okay.
Oh, I'm right here, though. Tony, go this way. I'll have that over that shoulder. No, your feet keep going. Yeah.
So I can reference the line of homes here, but then there are 4 over here that are still standing.
Yeah, I get this one. adesso se lo prendo.
I think MTR is supposed to know, guys, but I can't see because because my phone is bad.
Hello, Warren. Hey, Warren. How's it going, brother? Oh, it's Dan. Sorry. My bad. It said Warren on the phone. It says here, sign in, and it says, one second. Oh, okay. It says give me email and yeah, this happened yesterday, and I was able to connect yesterday. But today it's not allowing me to. It says it's requesting an email and a password for it. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm on my Wi-Fi. Do you mind if I? No, it's not showing up at all. There's only a Starlink, but it's not ours. It's yeah. No, there's no actual. Okay, let me disconnect and then I'll reconnect it one more time. Can I lock in the shot right now just so I can work on that for a sec? Oh, oh, you're downstairs. Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Uh-huh. The info. Yeah. Okay. So similar to yesterday. Okay. Sounds good then. Let me go ahead and work on that, and then I'll type it in the message. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Alrighty, buddy. Yeah. Isn't that when you take the Hello, Warren.
Do you have audio?
Oh, of course.
Okay. They're saying they can't hear us. Oh, okay, now we're good. All right, perfect. It's gonna be Julian and Kristen.
Whoa, boy, ass shooting in.
Yep, I got you. And is it gonna be? Okay, perfect. And it's Julian and Kristen. Okay, and you guys are gonna roll a package, is that right? Okay, cool. I'll wrap around it. I swear they just love to hit their sirens. There's no reason. But I kind of like it. It's good background noise.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know. They think they're messing us up. They make the good.
Yeah. Just don't hit the horn, right? Like the air horn as they go by. What are you laughing at?
That was close.
Yeah. I'm glad they did weather first. But I was like, I could see the time, but I was like, let me just finish this track.
Oh, I get it. So it's not that you're out of battery; it's that you need to plug this in. Oh, there we go.
How's the battery doing on the Starlink?
It's 63%.
Okay, good. Because at some point when we're not doing hits, we'll have to swap it because it'll kill the Starlink. It is 70. Okay. Julian and Kristen, hello to you. And yeah, many.
airport fire down in the Irvine area. We lost Santiago for a while. That affected our communication and our signal, and that certainly Mount Wilson losing that would be huge. Now, I'm not saying they're going to. They do have structure protection in place. They have firefighters up there, but right now the wind is kicked up a little bit. It's basically a terrain-driven fire for the most part. Once it gets to the top of the ridgeline, it should stall out a little bit. They're going to get some helicopters up here to make drops if they can. We're getting hammered pretty good, up around 9,000 feet, and so I'm not sure they're going to be able to get in here and be effective with the helicopters, but unfortunately it looks like we could lose Mount Wilson. You can see the smoke is right up to those antennas, and then if I pan off to the right, I'll just give you a little perspective before I finish up here, and that's how the fire is burning down to the right. Huge plume. That's where all that smoke is laying down over Los Angeles, making it so unhealthy, even over the San Fernando Valley, and off to the right of your screen, that's Pasadena and Altadena. That's where we've lost that area. We just haven't been able to see it yet. We hope that we have been able to, but there's just been too much smoke. But I'll go back one more time just to give you this look. It appears to me that things are really starting to increase, that all of a sudden it's reached the top of that ridge line, and on the left side of your screen right there, we could lose Mount Wilson. It's just starting to really take off and erupt. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
Always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg.
Ahora sí que soy actor. Estuve en una serie en una plataforma, no sé si la puedo decir, en la plataforma de Netflix.
Bingo. Our killer's name is Dubois.
Did you just Google who's the killer on your phone, Morgan?
No, I did not do that.
The View is live and all new with sizzling hot topics. And tomorrow, Pamela Anderson brings her view. Plus, John Quinones has us asking,
What would you do?
don't miss America's most watched daytime talk show, ABC's The View.
I want you to have a really fun summer. I only have one rule. Stay out of the basement.
What do you got in the basement?
Well, that's not good.
Let's get this done.
Being a cop is stressful. Every year on the job is different. You never really stop being a rookie.
Work smarter, not harder.
showing you this image right now. This is the Eaton fire, and it is burning near Mount Wilson. Now, if it burns down some of those antennas there, communication will be affected for us. The signal for ABC7 might go out for you. But in the event that happens, you can still stream our newscast. You probably have experienced a power outage over the past few days due to the wind event, and many people, my family included, were streaming our broadcast when the power went out. They did it on their phones. So just scan the QR code right there on your screen. You can download the free ABC7 Los Angeles app. You can also get the latest weather information, any breaking news updates on these fires. So really, that app has been a connection, a lifeline for so many people during what we've faced over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's so important to stay informed, especially at this time. And from these pictures, we can see that those winds are dying down a little bit, but they seem to be coming back alive, and we're hearing word about possible 60-mile-an-hour winds later. We've got Danny Romero following that. Danny.
Yeah, we got those wind gusts that are the real concern. The steady winds are coming down, although they're going to be ramping up as well. I'm going to show you that here in a second. That said, because of the winds and the very dry conditions and the ongoing fires, we're going to have this red flag warning in effect until tomorrow. This area here around Acton, that's where you have a high wind watch. That's the possibilities of those 60-mile-per-hour gusts that you were talking about, Javon. But give you an idea in the fire zones. Here's how the wind profile's looking. Kick it up a little bit by this afternoon, just a bit up 10 miles per hour, then taking a bit of a break during the afternoon. But then look at this. Nighttime, overnight, it ramps back up again, that 30-mile-per-hour range in the early morning hours around the Palisades fire. So that area, be very, very aware. The aforementioned Eden fire. Here, too, yes, just like you said, ramping up at the moment, 13 up to 16, taking a break here during the evening hours, but then right back up again as winds increase again during the overnight hours. So we're not out of this thing at all. Here's a great shot of how those winds are looking over the area right now. We're seeing those 40-mile-per-hour winds. The areas are shown in that purple. Those are the really strong winds, 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, yeah, the wind event is not quite done. We are still going to be in an area of concern. So looking ahead on the AccuWeather 7-day forecast, we're going to stay warm, and we're going to see windy conditions. So red flags still there Thursday and Friday. The weekend comes. Here's a break from the winds, cooler temperatures, but hang on, another wind event, another Santa Ana event. Not quite as strong, but coming our way again to kick off next week. For the Valley's Inland Empire, same idea. A couple of warm days, red flags still in play. The break on the weekend, much needed. But then here we go, back up to another wind event to start next week. Winds back up in that 45, 50-mile-per-hour range. For the beaches, we're going to see those conditions staying there. Dry at the coast, keeping the red flag there. Cool for the weekend. Another wind event to start next week. Mountain spots also. Winds are always so strong in the mountain areas, so expect those to continue Thursday, Friday, but taking a break on the weekend, but back in play again to start next week. Looking for the desert spots. The high desert stays on the cool side, 60s. Palm Springs, low desert in the 70s. There, too, winds are still going to be strong Thursday and Friday into the weekend, kind of breezy. And then once again, another wind event coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. More on ABC7 Eyewitness News coming up after this.
What makes Elton John so iconic?
Everyone's talking about
Elton John.
Sir Elton John.
Elton John.
Elton
John.
There will never be another. Everything that you want Elton John to be is.
Superstar and a legend.
Now, Elton John opens up the exclusive interview with Elton John.
I'm still standing, and I am better than I ever did. And there's a lot more to come.
Elton John, still standing. Now streaming on Hulu.
2025, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. January mornings on GMA. It is time to start strong in 2025. Let's do it, people.
How you feel, how you look, being happy, really happy. The secrets and tips you want, you need to living your best. Mornings this January on GMA.
Come on, start strong. Come on, start strong. You're going to own 2025, and we can't wait to help. Let's do it, people. Start strong with GMA. Start strong. Come on, start strong. Do I finish with this?
All we want is to find our way home.
I'll get you home.
But a crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming after us. We have to move fast.
We have no idea who he is.
You can trust me.
You're a Jedi, right?
Of course.
What just happened?
Watch this.
Skeleton Crew. New episodes Tuesdays, only on Disney+.
Let's get this done.
Being a cop is stressful. Every year on the job is different. You never really stop being a rookie.
Work smarter, not harder.
We just love waking up holiday mornings with you.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Happy New Year from all of us here at Good Morning America.
Attention teachers, no child is to be sent to the principal's office today. Kids, if you want to do prom, now's the time. Happy first day in school.
Yes. Weren't there like 4 more of these?
Yeah, we were robbed.
Hey, buy 3, get 1 free. I'ma call your mother on you. Bring the rest back here, boy.
Nightline, the stories that shape your world, that shape your life. Dramatic, stunning, empowering, jaw-dropping. The most powerful stories of our time. Nightline, on right after Kimmel and streaming on Hulu. David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy Award, winner for...
Updating breaking news right now as we take a look at the Eaton fire approaching Mount Wilson. A couple other notes due to these fires. We have learned all LAUSD schools will once again be closed tomorrow.
And we've also learned Lakers game tonight in downtown has been postponed. Totally understandable. Last night, the Kings game was postponed at Crypto.com Arena because of the fires. So many things being put into perspective because of what we've all faced. We will be right back.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get our Murrow Awards and see why the New York Times calls it a news podcast worth listening to. Start Here, ABC News. Make it your daily first listen.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Wherever you get your podcasts, start here.
This is ABC News Live.
The crush of families.
On the ground in Ukraine.
ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Anytime, anywhere. Streaming 24/7, straight to you for free.
Thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
You know how difficult my dad is.
You know, I hear everything from in here.
I'm broke and I need a place to stay until I find a job. Can we try to talk to each other like rational adults?
Have you watched the news lately? That's not a thing anymore. You could go back to law school. That's always been your dream.
Actually, that was your dream for me.
You like to argue.
You do love to argue.
As long as we get paid for it.
Is suffocating. We are all here to help them. We're going to make this happen. We have 96 hours to build a house.
Come on, guys, it's moving day. Let's go. It can't be real.
This was more than just extreme home makeover. This was extreme life makeover.
Extreme Makeover Home Edition, Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I'm at Gutman in Ventura County, California, where they're still trying to put out this massive fire. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories. Start here.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Make it your daily first listen, wherever you get your podcasts.
Love is in the air, and GMA's looking for lovebirds who are thinking about popping the big question and getting married. Scan this QR code and tell us your love story, and you may be part of a giant proposal live on GMA this Valentine's Day.
We make magic all day, all day. Can't stop no way. We make magic. It's what we create. How will I stay? Magic.
Subway's got a new meal of the day with a deal on a different sub every day of the week. Fresh baked bread, fresh sliced meat, fresh chopped veggies, vinaigrette, plus chips and a drink. You've got the perfect lunch at the perfect price. Your coworker went with the $17 salad. Get it together, Stan. Find your fresh with the all-new $6.99 meal of the day at Subway. Or make it a foot long for just $3 more.
This is Carl. He never really thought much of his credit scores. Well, until he got Credit Karma and used his scores to move on up. By putting in the work to improve his scores, he got access to a better credit card. And that sofa she liked. Ooh, is that saffron sunrise? And when it came time to buy a home of his own, Credit Karma helped him take things to the next level. Just in time. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the Money app where your hard work pays off.
America's #1 most watched daytime talk show is ABC's The View.
You all heard it here first.
This is going to be must-see TV. And so much could happen. That's why it's called The what? The View.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too. I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
Michael, George, Clara, Ginger.
What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We are part of an operation.
Is this our combat operations center?
We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from...
Hi, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ismail?
David.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast. You're watching America's #1 streaming news. Live reporting, breaking new exclusives. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
Some areas look like a bomb was dropped. Those are the words from the LA County Sheriff as residents along California's coast are trying to outrun the major active fires this hour. 100,000 people have now fled their homes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. It's now the worst fire event in Los Angeles history. 5 people have lost their lives. That number could rise. And thousands of homes have burned to the ground. You can see the rows of Pacific Palisades homes right here completely gone. 46 square miles now on fire. Iconic landmarks erased. Devastation beyond any scale that we have seen before in this area. Pacific Palisades and Altadena burning out of control. Firefighters struggling to stop the burn there. The biggest fire still 0% contained, with the Palisades fire spreading through more than 17,000 acres. Residents have been forced to leave their homes, their valuables, practically everything that they own. And now they say they're just hoping they'll be able to come back to something.
They've been putting in an intense amount of effort to save houses. It's that they take every house as a personal loss. Doesn't matter what the structure is, doesn't matter who owns it, what. Everyone is a personal loss to them. And so it's going to be a lot of recovery for all of us, for this entire state, for this community that many of us grew up in. And for them to get over again. They've done 48 hours straight of fighting fire.
And now, while 100,000 people have evacuated, sadly, 5 people so far have not made it. They lost their lives in the Eaton fire, a fire that continues to rage on northeast of Los Angeles. Our Alex Stone has the latest from Altadena. Alex.
In these mountains and still burning in the hills around here, and even the embers that are around, that if any of that kicks up again, that it could take off the fire to run into populated areas once again. But much of the Altadena area looks like this behind me. It is neighborhood after neighborhood of this scene, and this is why they're going to have to bring in cadaver dogs to understand how many people were actually killed, that people were not able to get out in time, they could not evacuate, could not get away from the flames, and they were overcome. And it isn't apparent, not to get too graphic, but isn't apparent to firefighters just by looking at the burned out buildings where there were people who were unable to get out. But it was the smoke, it was the flames in the moment where it made it just impossible to drive around, and trees coming down as it was all hitting in the darkness of the night where people may have been asleep or unaware of just how close the fire was. So they've got a lot of work to do there, too, to really understand the magnitude of this fire. and how many people may have been killed. Right now, they believe the number's around 5, but there may be many more. One other quick note, there are a lot of firefighters. Right now, San Jose fire is going by us. The San Jose is hundreds of miles north of here. The help is arriving right now. Those backup crews of mutual aid coming in from Northern California, they're arriving now. They've made the long drive down. Later today, we expect to see Phoenix fire crews and Reno and Las Vegas and others from around the West who are heading here right now. So help is moving in. They're getting a little bit of a break right now. They say that's helped the fire from growing, and they hope that tonight's Santa Ana winds are not as strong as they fear. Kira.
Got it. All right, Alex, thank you so much. As you can imagine, we've been trying so hard to get in touch with our helicopter pilot and reporter Scott Reef of our Los Angeles station KABC. He's going to give us now a bird's eye view of the fires and the destruction. Scott, it's been tough to connect with you. You have been so busy. The fact that you're up in the air is pretty remarkable. I take it the winds are safe to fly now. Tell us just what you've been dealing with and going through and what you're seeing now that you're airborne.
Well, as you mentioned, the winds are better. They're so much better than yesterday when we really could not fly. But moments ago, right in this area right here, the Angeles National Forest, this is the Eaton fire. We saw a helicopter come up and make a drop, and I was wondering why the helicopter made it there. They turned around. It was not effective. Well, it turns out they canceled the drop due to winds. So on the ground, we got some pretty high winds aloft here at 10,000 feet. It's not nearly as bad, but this is an extremely dangerous fire to the Mount Wilson Observatory. I'm not sure if we can still see it, but that sits up in the Angeles National Forest above Pasadena. It's a historic site. We have our communications there, the observatory there, the Mount Wilson Observatory was historic. Edwin Hubble discovering the red shift of light and really sort of explaining how far away we are from other stars and our place in the universe. They're hoping to save that. They have critical infrastructure en route, but now that that helicopter turned around, it's really going to make it difficult for them to save Mount Wilson. So it's possible that we could lose that. I want to pan to the right, Kira, and just give you some perspective. Now, this fire is about 10,000 some acres reported. I think it's going to be maybe double that once we get the numbers, because it is a huge blaze and it's burning and consuming acreage very quickly up in the Angeles National Forest. If we push in and go to the right a little bit, we might be able to see some of that area that is burned. Now, most of the fire burned to the east of that. That's the 210 freeway that you see right there. If you're not familiar with this area, Pasadena, that's where the Rose Bowl is. That's JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and most of the structures that were lost, unfortunately, we can't see them at this point in time. They're under all of that smoke. We certainly hope it's not as devastating as what we saw at the Palisades fire. That was sad. There were thousands of homes at block after block after block that were just decimated right down to the foundation. They were lost. Now, we talked about as many as 5 people have been killed in this fire, the Eaton fire. We're hoping that number doesn't go up, but authorities have been saying they're still trying to search a lot of those buildings, a lot of those homes and those structures that got overwhelmed so quickly when this fire took off. So we have a huge battle here in Los Angeles. We've never had devastation like this ever before from anything that I'm aware of. Even the earthquake in '92 is not going to be as destructive as this. We have the Eaton fire you're looking at. I think we may be able to pan all the way around if we have time. We'll come to our 12 o'clock, and that's the Palisades fire. That's the fire that really decimated Pacific Palisades, is now burning towards Malibu and threatening more homes in that area. So, Kira, the key for us, really the key, are the winds. Now, they're forecast to pick up again a little bit. If we have a moderate Santa Ana, we may be able to contain it if the helicopters can fly. But if we have a severe one, I'm just afraid we're going to lose a lot more homes and there's going to be a lot more destruction.
Scott, if you don't mind, while we finally have been able to connect with you and get comms, we've been trying to do this for hours now, but of course you keep me honest on safety and winds, and also if you need to do some other reports for KABC, because I know you guys are in rolling coverage as well. But yes, I'm from this area, so I can see exactly where you are and sort of visualize some of the parts that you have shown us here. But for folks that don't know the area, let's back up for a second and talk about Mount Wilson. I understand there are employees possibly that might still be trapped inside the tower there, the observatory tower. Have you been hearing that? Is that the situation?
Yeah, we did hear there were 4 individuals still inside Mount Wilson. It's double brick. They felt safe. and they weren't evacuating quite yet, but that could have changed. You know, we got that information 30 minutes ago, and after that, we got a critical call for infrastructure protection out at Mount Wilson. So it is possible they've evacuated by now. We don't think they've ever been trapped by all means. You can evacuate to the north away from the fire that's burning uphill. So they have a route out. When we're a little closer and we got to look at it, we can see that. So we think they're going to be okay. There's just really a lot of concern that the observatories are historical. The mountaintop holds a lot of communication, not only for us, but for law enforcement, for police, for fire, and it would be a big loss in communication to lose that. But to give folks some perspective, you might know where the Rose Bowl is in Pasadena, the Rose Parade. Well, the Angeles National Forest is that forest land right up above that area to the north. And then if you know where Los Angeles is, this fire is probably burning about 25 miles to the north and to the east of downtown Los Angeles. There's a map for you. You can see as we pan to the right, you can see that's down into Pasadena. Sadly, some areas in there I think we have lost. We weren't able to get a good look because it's just too smoky. And then if you talk about the Palisades fire from downtown Los Angeles, that's about 15 miles or so to the due west. And if you go to Beverly Hills, which everybody knows, you have the 405 freeway, then you got Brentwood, and then you have the Palisades, and then you have Malibu. So that's sort of the trek of the fire in that direction. That fire, I think they'll get some containment on if we don't get too high winds, because basically you have the Pacific Ocean as a fire break. This fire right here, we're just starting to hit some pretty heavy winds. This fire right here is going to burn in the Angeles National Forest for some time because it's so inaccessible. You just can't get in here. You can see the terrain there. And all of a sudden the winds are kicking up. So it's really not good news. What we're seeing in the helicopter is almost the ability not to continue to fly north any longer. So we have to turn around. You know, it comes and goes. You'll hit a patch that's smooth, and then all of a sudden you'll be hammered. And it's just a matter of how long you're willing to take it. It's really not unsafe. I've never heard of a helicopter crashing at altitude because of the winds, but it's unnerving, I'll tell you that much. So you do your best. But it looks like I want to give you one more shot from that and give you the panorama. As we look and we come to the right down this shot, it can almost lay out, at least I could show you where downtown Los Angeles is. It would be right down in that area. That's a 2 freeway, and it runs to downtown LA. Can you bring up the sky map? And then probably bring up the satellite. Will the satellite show it, Marcel? If it does, it'll give you an idea where downtown LA is. That's downtown Los Angeles. So we'll come back out of that. It doesn't show it too well on the satellite, doesn't show the buildings, but it gives us a lot of perspective through the smoke. And then as we pan to the right, we'll show you the Palisades fire. And you can tell the Palisades fire is just erupting as well. I got airborne about 3:30 this morning. It laid down nicely. It looked like maybe we'd make some progress. And then all of a sudden, we got some winds that kicked up. It got into some terrain. And, you know, Kira, what really is unfortunate is I think we're going to lose more homes, and we've already lost thousands. This is the biggest, you know, event we've ever had, catastrophic event we've ever seen.
And it's heartbreaking. And Scott, a couple of things that caught my attention. You have been up since 3:30 this morning, which is absolutely incredible. And we appreciate what you and Marcel are doing just to bring us these pictures and this reporting. Who's flying the chopper today?
I have a pilot. Yeah, for years I was the pilot and the reporter, but they felt it best that I wouldn't be distracted when I was doing the flying. So I have a pilot. It's Tyler. He's doing a fantastic job. I hope that when he starts to turn green, that's when I tell him to turn around and head back to the airport. Not everybody is suited to do this type of flying. There's no question about that. And I couldn't do it without Marcel. Marcel is a huge help. He worked for the fire department for 20 years, and he's the best in the business. So we're really fortunate to have incredible people to work with. And, you know, it's unfortunate to have to cover this, but Kira, it's going to take years. You know, I covered the 92 earthquake, and that was, you know, unprecedented at the time. Freeways had fallen down, fires everywhere, you know, apartment buildings. I don't recall the exact number of people that were killed, but it was tragic. This, I believe, is going to be much more devastating when you take a look at just how many homes were lost in that Pacific Palisades area. And then we really haven't been able to get a look at the Eaton fire in the Pasadena-Altadena area to get an idea exactly how many structures have been lost in there. It's just been too smoky. And we still have a ways to go, and we have a forecast of more Santa Ana winds. So it's been like the perfect storm, right? We had 8 months with no rain, basically. And then we had the most extreme Santa Ana wind condition ever. In late part of 2024, we had a fire in Malibu. We had a huge fire in Ventura County that took out 200-plus homes in the Camarillo area. We've just had fire after fire after fire, airport fire down in the Irvine area, in the San Bernardino Mountains. We've had fires, and we thought 2024 was bad, and then we got into this first month of 2025, and we've never seen anything like it.
And Scott, real quickly before we let you go, I know you've got to do work for KABC as well, but have you been, since you're airborne and you're up and flying around, have you been able to witness any of the water drops? Have you seen any of the aircraft, the helicopters, the planes that have come in, the tankers to help fight these fires from the air?
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of that. I believe there's 8 or 9 helicopters on the Palisades fire. We saw one helicopter turn around on the Eaton fire that I just showed you a moment ago because the winds were too high. And that's really the X factor here is the winds, because one of the reasons the Palisades fire was so destructive is because the winds were so high, they could not continue to fly the helicopters. We had gusts to 80 miles an hour at Burbank Airport. We have limitations on how high the winds can be gusting to start the helicopter. I talked to one of the Chinook pilots, the big helitankers, and they were saying that they just could not be effective, and there was no reason for them to be out there. It wasn't worth the risk. But we have seen dozens, if not hundreds, of helicopter drops since the winds died down. We did have the tankers that were dropping around it, dropping the Phos-Chek and the retardant. I believe that might have saved the Brentwood area because we saw the fire burn right up to Brentwood and then stop when it hit the retardant line. So they're doing everything they can, Kyra. I think the real big issue, though, is the winds. And if the winds kick up to the point where they cannot fly, then all of a sudden all you have to try and put this fire out and to protect those homes are the ground units. And in situations where you have high winds, they're just not going to be able to save the homes.
Scott Reef, sure appreciate you, Marcel, and Tyler for just bringing us this bird's eye view of all the fires burning right now throughout Southern California. Scott, appreciate you three so much. Well, these devastations, they not only call for rescue crews, but they also draw in good Samaritans from near and far, and we are seeing that every day right now in Los Angeles. Gina Sapanta and Mike Alder are two of them. They are local lawyers that have stepped up and are working to actually help book hotels for those people who have lost their homes. Gina and Mike join me now for more. Hey, guys, so glad to have you. And I was just looking at the videos there real quickly. Gina, were you guys putting things out via social media saying that you were available and you're booking? Okay, here we go. We're looking at them right now. Tell me what you were doing via social media.
So at that moment, we had to leave our home because we lost power, booked at the hotel, and then saw everyone losing their homes. And I said, let me just book rooms. Posted that video that you see on Instagram. Thought a few people would respond, and it went viral.
Oh my gosh. So how many rooms have you booked? How have you found the rooms? What hotels are supporting you? Give us all the information.
So as of right now, we have 52 hotel rooms that are secured and fully booked. We are hoping to get 20 more hotels. They are throughout Burbank, North Hollywood, Sherman Oaks area, which is where we're based. And we have housed about 167 people, including parents, children, and pets throughout these hotels. And we have a request form that we've created for people who do need housing, and it's over 350 people who have filled it out and counting. So.
Wow. And Mike, hopefully we'll be able to hear you too if you're close enough to the mic. How can folks reach out to you and contact you guys for a room?
Well, we both have very active Instagram pages, and we've asked to use that as our primary contact because logistically it's just us and it's kind of self-funded now. And it's been very, it's been an adventure. So please reach out through our Instagram pages. We have link trees where we have places for contributions now, which is helping offset and helping us expand this. We're now doing an event with a lot of people who have offered help, and we're going to announce everything there. So it's just one day at a time, 1 week at a time. We've been able to help people now for the following week in the hotel rooms, and then we'll go from there.
Got it. Real quickly before we let you go, tell us how folks find you, Gina, and you, Mike, on Insta.
Sure.
Gina, Gina Zapanta, Zapanta. That's my handle. And then Mike, Mike .Alder, Alder. And everything's in our bio link tree, and you can get the updates there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your interest.
Oh, my gosh. No, guys, thank you. And thank you for what you're doing, because we've talked to a lot of people who've been standing in long lines trying to get a hotel room. So, Gina, Mike, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank
you very much.
You bet. Straight ahead, some of the worst times bring out the best in all of us, including Mike and Gina. Neighbors helping neighbors and people coming to the aid of complete strangers. You're going to meet another person doing just that next.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have a free pizza when you need it most. Get your emergency pizza when you order Domino's online.
There you go.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dinner's ready. America's #1 most watched daytime talk show is ABC's The View.
You all heard it here first. This is going to be must-see TV, and so much could happen. That's why it's called the what? The View.
The news never stops.
From Tampa, we are here tonight as Hurricane Milton has just made landfall.
The surge just keeps coming up.
Right on the border between Ukraine and Russia.
We're in artillery position about 2 miles away from Gaza.
And ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
We're not far from where this rally took place, so just stick with us here.
Traveling with the president to the U.S.-Mexico border.
Here in London today, off the coast of Gaza.
Downtown Tel Aviv, rockets or missiles coming in. From the most devastating disaster in Hawaii. Some areas are still smoldering.
Wherever the story.
From the front lines, the ruins of Rafah.
From the FBI.
Reporting from Capitol Hill.
In western Portugal, outside of Mexico City.
In Iceland. Let's go.
Here in France, the eclipse across America. Just
stunning.
Unbelievable.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is.
We're going to take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere, because the news never stops. David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy Award, winner for Outstanding Live News Program. More Americans watch World News Tonight with David Muir than any other newscast.
4 fires burning right now throughout Southern California, and these wildfires could be the costliest blaze in U.S. history, and they're already costing lives. So far, it's only been the Eaton fire that's experienced loss of life. 5 people have died within this area of L.A., and my next guest knows all too well how difficult and how painful a recovery mission can be. Dan Page is a reserve deputy sheriff for the Altadena Mountain Rescue Team, a nonprofit volunteer organization that's been dedicated to saving lives through mountain rescue and safety education since 1951. Dan, so glad to have you with us. I know you have been very busy. Why don't you go ahead and bring us up to date? Tell us what the Altadena Mountain Rescue Team is doing right now at this hour.
Right now, we're actually picking up some donations of fuel. We're still checking on our members' houses. So far, I think we've lost 4 homes of our team members while we're out trying to save lives.
And we've been reporting, sadly, it's in your area where 5 people have already lost their lives. Were you or any of the other members of your rescue crew a part of those recovery efforts?
No, we were not. We were called in as soon as the fire started. We were up in the... Sorry about that. We were up in all the mountain communities trying to evacuate people. Unfortunately, we had to leave some people behind. It was, just heartbreaking. We're, going door to door, making PA announcements. There's a lot of people who are bedbound, who had just other issues where they're non-ambulatory, and just trying to get them out was certainly a challenge. I mean, the winds, the smoke, there were already down power lines. I mean, definitely, you know, there were times that we felt that we were just in peril. It was definitely bad.
So I've got to ask you, Dan, for those that you had to leave behind, what was the situation? Was it too hard to get them out or through the terrain? Kind of tell us, what was the struggle there?
The struggle was, we had already filled up our truck with people. They had a car. They said that they were leaving, and we told them, you know, you need to leave now. I didn't even feel safe being there, telling them that it was time to leave. And they said, okay, we will. And then as we drove off, we saw them run out, go in the house to get one more box of items. Just unfortunately, it's just hard to tell them, you know, move. And they chose to try and protect some property.
And I know there's an expectation that more people have already died with the cadaver dogs out there now, and crews like you going through the terrain trying to find folks and you know, get a count on everybody living in the area. Dan Page, we know this is a tough time. Stay in close touch with us. We'd love to, you know, check in and get an update from you. We appreciate what you're doing, Dan.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You bet. Coming up, some good news about a major strike that threatened to spike prices on everything from cosmetics to cars. We're going to take you to the picket lines next.
Or what if we move back?
Hold on and let me think.
We just have too many children.
Oh, we have one child, and that's not funny.
It's funny. It's just not constructive.
We need a miracle.
Miracle every Thursday starting at 2:45.
Can I tell you something? I love you.
I know.
Find childcare that fits your schedule. Learn more at care.com.
My moderate to severe Crohn's disease
and my ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me
out of the picture. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver remission
and help visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture? Ask your gastroenterologist how to take control of your Crohn's or UC with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
AbbVie could help you save.
Yo, guys, you ready for the NFL playoffs? I got some ideas.
What you got, Chad?
High-stakes football needs a heightened experience. Weather in 4D.
And here comes the snow.
Feel the elements. Let's put cameras on every player. Hibachi vendors.
What do you want? Shrimp. Okay, wait up.
A third Kelsey brother. Pitcher in pitcher. In pitcher in pitcher.
I've been pitching that hibachi thing for years.
So you guys like my ideas?
No.
Reporting from West Palm Beach, Florida, covering Donald Trump's planning for a second term, I'm Jay O'Brien. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Glad you're streaming with us. Some of the other headlines that we are tracking for you this hour: the Palestinian death toll from the war in Gaza now surpassing 46,000 people. That's according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. It says that women and children make up for more than half of those fatalities. They also say more than 109,000 Palestinians have been injured in the 15-month-long conflict. An alleged leader of Japan's Yakuza crime ring admits that he was trying to sell nuclear materials to Iran. Takeshi Ebisawa entered a guilty plea to U.S. Justice Department charges of smuggling weapons-grade plutonium and uranium out of Myanmar and attempting to sell it to someone he thought was an Iranian general. He had previously been charged with drug and weapons charges, now faces possible life in prison. port terminal workers and the Longshoremen's Union have reportedly reached a tentative deal evading a strike that would have shut down East and Gulf Coast ports next week. Those two sides had been at odds over automated technology that the union feared would kill jobs. Union members say the agreement not only saves jobs, but also includes wage increases for workers. As you can see, and especially on a day like today, the news never stops. You can find us anywhere you stream live news. And if you're on the go, we are on the ABC News app, also abcnews.com. I'm Kira Phillips. Glad you're with us. We've got a lot more news up next. We'll take you back to Southern California and those 4 fires that are raging on.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use in the future. So you'll have an emergency pizza when you need it most. Here you go.
Thank you.
No matter the reason, when life gives you lemons, Domino's gives you free pizza.
Enjoy.
Thanks. Sorry, Dad. Get your emergency pizza when you order online.
Thank you.
Only from Domino's.
At Bombas.
he left the water